Hello Collective, thanks for joining me. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you again, as always, to those who have continued to support my channel, and welcome to those who are new. I really appreciate you. So, and a little extra, sending some love to the recognised resonating army for continuing to stand in your authenticity and bringing me into your heart. I appreciate you. So what we're going to look into today is I've got one of my spirit guides that I get my answers from has stepped forward specifically from this. I have written some notes because as I was channeling, everything was coming through so fast, so I needed to capture it. But basically the message of today, you will have seen the title by the time I've put it up, is it feels like it's like panic stations as GAA and Ra cause solar flash hysteria. And that's what I was kind of linking into as I wanted to ask these questions. So as I was linking into the situation, and this isn't digging out shade or whatever to the messages that you follow and the guidance, it works for you and that's fine. Personally, for me, and especially with the guides I work with, that I follow the teachings, the understandings, have done for years, of Galactic Federation of Light, whereas my understanding is Christian 21 and the Resonating Army followers are subscribed to GAA, Galactic. I couldn't even honestly tell you whether that's a bad thing or maybe I'm a NPC, but you'll have to just Google GAA. I don't know what the other A stands for, or no, because I'm Galactic Federation of Light. So you'll know, obviously, better than me what that actually stands for. Maybe let me know in the comments what it does. Be interested to know. But it's this solar flash, and like we're getting caught up with the dates, and I know there's this back and forwards at the minute because I'm having to show that I'm prepared to call out dates, and if I get anything that's going against those dates that are being given, I'm going to tell you that as well, like I do for those that support me on my channel. So with my Blue Avian guide that only steps forward now and again on certain messages, the humour is hilarious, but the reason that they've stepped forward for now so that we can kind of ask some questions and get a sense of some things, because it's like I'm asking my Blue Avian, how comes you're not getting me running around like a headless chicken and packing my stuff and remembering to put the cat out and things like that? How comes I'm not getting a sense of panic that it's we've got to be ready to go any minute now? And just what's coming back is that because it's not yet. So I just want to share that with you. And again, I mean, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, aren't I? And I will have to live with that. But if I'm right, where are you going to be with your discernment? It's just another thing. Because I have already done a video and I've called it that it wasn't going to be the 15th of December, wasn't going to be the 25th of the 1st, which I suppose this is the window that's causing the hysteria. And also if it didn't, well, it's not the 25th, then it will be extended for the people that are following that that it would be extended to March at least. I didn't bother looking past March because I was back in December, or I think it was November when I called this out. So time will tell, and that's the thing with the work that I do. I can make a prediction all day long, so can your Colonel Christian 21. But once you get to that date, if it's in the future, people kind of forget about it and there's no recognition or whatever. So I want to help settle you guys, or give you something to tell back to your friends that are in the resonating army. And this is a message for my followers and for the recognized resonated army. So we're going to ask some questions, and I'm just going to kind of go through just some of the things that came forward for me. Just literally, like, if I was being given the sign that come on, we need to be ready, am I ready? There's like a million questions that would be coming to my mind. So it's just to kind of to give you that. So at the bottom of the deck, we've got inner power. And I suppose this is what it's all about. There's that ascending, and people are genuinely concerned. And I'm not trying to dig anyone or teachings or anything like that out. I'm just talking to those who have friends that are really worried. So it's like, we're doing the ascension process. If we were to say it's not yet, and we'll get to it if it is now, don't worry, we'll cover that. But just to kind of settle down for a minute, the inner power, if you are at this stage and you're following big brain teachings or your ascension process or whatever, whoever you listen to, whatever it is, at this point in time, you're either good with using your intuition and you trust it, you're using it, and so on. And if you're not, then there's still more practice to do. It's not meaning that you're going to bloom the pits of God knows where forever and a day. No, it just means that you need to broaden your horizon in the nicest sense, or tell your friends, loved ones, and get them working that intuition, because then they can get that gut feeling. So those, let's just say that, yep, they are already using their intuition. That's fine. That's what these readings that I do is also about, that, because we bring forward particular situations. Sometimes they're not so comfortable to hear, but it's things that encourage those that are watching to how would they be using their discernment in that situation. The only way you can use your discernment and check out your intuition and exercise it is to put yourself in situations that call you to have to draw on it. And that's kind of where we're at with the basis of that. So that's your inner power. When you've got that bit, and then you're following your spiritual principles, I'm assuming, as far as I know, the big brain teaching doesn't kind of take you through that. It's just cut and dry, and that's fine. But again, for me, we go into a bit more detail of how to do that. How can you align with stuff if you're new to aligning with stuff, you know? If it's about hitting a certain frequency, how do you know the one you're on? How do you know to move it around, harness the energy, transmute the energy, and all of that? If you don't know, you don't know, and there's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong is not asking the question, because when you ask questions, you get more knowledge, you understand. When you're restricted to exploring different forms of knowledge to compare it to, for example, you need to be able to compare stuff, because how can you take what resonates and leave the rest if you don't? If you're just absorbing one form of teaching, yeah, if you're on a course, then you're learning that study, whatever it may be, Bible study, Reiki, or healing, or don't touch on healing, or blooming, I don't know, motorcycle course for some, maybe. Things like that. It's like, it's a period of time, you get everything you can that suits you at that, but you must be evolving as you're doing that. You're expanding. That's already the ascension. If you're sticking to, you live your life and you treat others how you know and you deserve to be treated, the one golden rule is as simple as that. If you are living your life to that one rule, still gives you loads of scope, then you're on track. It doesn't need to be all complicated. But see, this that's going around with the solar flash, like it's going to be doomsday, traumatic. That's where our teachings of GAA, what are they, like galactic assassin alliances or associations, something like that, Google it. That's where it's different, because the teachings that I get with the Blue Avian that I connect to and my spirit guides, and I've been studying this for years. I'm a self-taught medium in that sense of rediscovering all the everything. I wasn't one of the ones that, when I was a kid I was seeing and hearing spirit. Maybe I was and didn't realise, but I know when I started actively developing, and still today I am. It doesn't stop. Your colonel, he knows that's what I do. So you can ask him yourself, am I a fake one? Am I rubbish? Am I tapped in? And let's see, let me know in the comments what he says. So what I'm trying to say to you is, don't dismiss other things. I'm not trying to undo what he's told you. I'm trying to fill in a little bit so you can relax a bit, or go back and tell your friends a way that they can relax. If there was something like that and we needed to be ready for Monday morning because it's coming, or let's say the 25th, I would be getting a proper feel for it. I'm sure of it. There's no way that I wouldn't be getting it. What you've got to remember is, what you're hearing on the internet, you're not going to see it coming, or it's coming, or they need to start filtering that message down, because it takes a minute for people that are transfixed on one particular channel, let's say, or person, and then you get another one, and then you just get the others that pick up the story and then they band it round like they're the ones that just tapped into the message. That's why you take a bit from everyone and you see. So yes, the message is the same, and I'm not saying it's never going to happen, but there is a chance that it's not. They're saying when the conditions are right, you may not need to have all of the flash or do whatever. It may just happen another way. So you can't get so hung up on that bit. But what I do know is there are no other teachings that I'm seeing, and please tell me in the comments, not looking for a row. Happy to have a chat. Let me know in the comments where else you're hearing, because see, this hysteria of people are going to be losing their minds, they're going to be taking their life, or they're going to be doing this, or they're it's just absolute friggin' irresponsible mayhem, the way it's being shoved down the resonating army's throats. And so I'm not surprised that the followers are genuinely scared, because where do you go to get the answers that you're needing? You know you're doing your thing the best that you can. So it doesn't mean just because you're doing that, you're not going to have questions. I just put it to the test, and I got loads of questions come forward. So I'll give you an example rather than saying other people's private business. That's not my place. But we're going to use these cards as well, just to see if we can pick up anything that may come forward extra, that we can get some messages about and whatever. So like I'm saying, you don't need to take whatever, just hear me out with an open mind is all I'm asking. So we've got romantic partner, which is definitely one of the questions. I'll go through them, but I mean that with the romantic partner, we'll come back to that. Follow your dreams. We've got positive expectations. We've got raising your standards, breaking free, creative expression, make music. Okay, perfect to go. And we've got that inner power. So let's do this, because I can feel like this is the type of thing. It's like when I was channeling and writing the notes down, and then I get shown a vision, and we discuss it, and it's a back and forward. But this one's cracked me up, so I'm not surprised that it's the first one out. So romantic partner. When we're on about this solar flash and people are truly worried, it's like the question that would be with that is, so, and I suppose this would be to the GAA panel, who, if that's a thing, I don't know where you guys would have to go normally to be finding out these questions. But I mean, it comes to my, it's like romantic partner. Okay, you live with them or you don't live with them, or whatever the situation, you're in a loving romantic partner. Could be a little bit rocky, doesn't have to be. But what happens if on the day of collection, let's just call it the 25th for argument's sake, I don't feel it's the 25th, but just to pin it down, we've got, let's just say the 25th of January comes and it's all the big shift, solar flash going to happen, and you have a big fucking blazing row with your romantic partner. With the big brain teachings, the thing that I mean would be a natural question is, what the hell's going to happen if we have a big blazing row that morning and I'm still not talking to him? Does that, like, and he's still not talking to me? We're at loggerheads because stubborn, won't back down or whatever, but you're locked into that. That's going to be lowering your mood. It would be lowering mine for sure. So you're in a loving partner, you have a fucking blazing row that morning, that day. It brings both of your moods down. What's that mean? You're not getting picked up? You're not ascending? It's going to leave you with questions, is what I'm trying to say. So it's either you're going to be having a lot of 4 and 6 hour call chats to get to it or whatever, but it's never ending. It's like follow your dreams. Yeah, you are following your dreams. This is the dream, isn't it? It's like everything's been painted of it's rubbish here, it's all doom and gloom, and it's all gone to pot and whatever, no pun intended. And so it's better to, let's just get out of here. And that's all well and good. And then when you're moving on to wherever, you're not working, there's no money, there's nothing, you don't need everything, it's all provided. So it's kind of like, from what I would imagine, and it is how it's painted. Look at that, beautiful. So you're going to go to there, and you're following your dreams, and that is your dream, to reconnect with your starseed family, your soul families, all of that. Even though knowing that the more that you're here, the closer that they're coming. People are starting to get contact with, or being prepared for, you know. So already you don't have to be going anywhere to be following your dreams, to be with your soul family. They're here. Telepathy, you don't need to be sat next to someone with a cup on a rope. You know, you just need to be tuned in. And that comes with developing your intuition, using your discernment. So then you're able to cancel out, is that my imagination? Or is it a higher form of imagination, communication, spirit guide, spirit realm, soul family, whatever it is? Yeah? They've been with you always. They are a part of you. So following your dreams, it might be an anticlimax that you get to the 25th and still nothing happens. And it may be upsetting to know that you're told, oh, well, maybe in a day or so, or, oh, well, probably in March there's been a complication, or there's a lot to pull off and a lot to do. Yeah, that's all well and good, there's a lot to do. But come on, we're stood here waiting with our bags, trying to wait to go. And especially if you've got your romantic partner and everyone's getting stressed and start nitpicking at each other. Oh, hope you're not going to be like that when we go to New Earth. Be like, oh, you know. So start thinking of your dreams here, whilst you're here. Because if you're wanting to connect with your soul family, your starseed families, and to get that frequency right, you need to be in that state to be able to already know how it feels. And I know that that's easier said than done when you've got the TV on and everything's rubbish, everything's shit, because you've been programmed and primed to be glued watching for, what is it, the scare of the world war, nuke war, or something like that. Being told it's not going to happen is your key. It's not going to happen, but yet you're being told to be glued to the TV and watch it. So that is feeding the brain, and you are feeding energy into that narrative, the exact type of shit that you're moving away from. Do you see how you can't separate something when you're looking at it? It's like, I'm sure there's particular ones within a particular GAA that are hoping if they ignore me enough that I will just disappear. But yet then there's an issue because there's things that they are having to pay attention to. So they're not getting rid of me because they are still paying attention, or they're feeding into it, or they're doing whatever. They're not practicing what they preach. Like I said, this isn't about going in digging out. What I'm trying to show you, if you're following with that open mind, is you don't need to be going anywhere. You just need to, if Big Brain Teachings has told you that nuke thing's not going to happen, then you don't need to watch it. do you? Really? That's a chunk out of your day and your thought space, thinking space that you ain't even got to bother with. You can shut your eyes, you can visualize, you can meditate, you can do what the hell you like. You can do a bit of gardening, you can do a bit of whatever. Because one thing that you will know is, if you've got your checklist of this is going to happen and this is going to happen, and all of this is big brain teaching, he's telling you it's all going to be from his perspective of who he taps into at GAA, then if there's nothing that's even gone on to do with that bit of the war, I don't watch the news, so forgive me for that. I don't know the whole ins and out, because I just get told, or I know, or I check in, or I'm alerted to when I need to, and that's where I am able to keep inner peace, mental peace. That's what these readings promote: how to protect your mental health, your state of mind, peace of mind, how to protect and stay locked in with your inner peace, being grounded. That type of shit, if he's telling you it ain't going to happen, why are you feeding into it? You can be creating your dreams and daydreaming. Don't need to be pining at the heart of longing, I want to go now, I want to go now, because you can already connect. It's energy. It's a frequency. You're already aligning. They can help you with your visualizing of what it is. With that, they can help bring recall of memories back. It is that state of being that you need to be in, state of being to be in, for them to help get closer and access. That's the point of your spirit guides. They're there to work with you, to adjust your energies, but you've got to work with them. If you're tensed up and resistant, there's nothing to work with there. And the only way you're going to be tensed up is if you're watching that type of shit. If he's give you the answers, then I mean, it's entertainment purpose. So then if that's the case, don't start moaning about, I want to go here, I want to go here. Because you've got work to do, and surely your energy's better spent on that when you know the outcome of that. It's like him telling you, how funny was that? Can we just take a note? When he used to say about a movie and tell you to go and watch it, but tell you the key points and the endings. You remember Pixie's face that time? Have you seen that movie? No, I haven't. And he told her the ending. Anyway, you've got to, he makes us laugh. We give him that. Following your dreams. Do you see what I'm saying? You can spend your time elsewhere, but it's that longing, wishing, heart is aching for being somewhere that you can't even remember being there. Do you understand? You can't remember being there. You can feel, or you've got a sense, are those memories implanted somewhere or whatever? But if you're focusing on following your dreams, but you're picturing it here, you're seeing the beauty in everything, and then it all becomes vibrant in front of you. And that is the work that your spirit guides can help you with. It is helping you to adjust and attune to your soul family, your galactic family, whoever they might be. Yeah? You're already doing it. And can you feel the difference already of being a bit more chilled? You're not even thinking about time. You're not even thinking about dates. 1 minute you were having it hammered home about dates, but then whenever they were being blown out the water of it's not going to happen and it never happens, Christmas, and so now it's changing to, oh dates don't matter. There isn't time in the spirit realm. No, there isn't time in the spirit realm. And we're all pissed off with divine timing because it takes forever. But the only reason it takes forever is because we've got people that are focused on a nuke war that's not going to happen, or that there's a fake alien invasion that's fake. You're going to be scared because you're watching it, you're homing in, and you're going to lose your mind, and you're thinking of all of that. Of course, it'd be like, oh, hang on a minute, she's just watching this commercial break. We'll just wait till she's finished that, then we can get on with it. Oh, wait, no, there's another advert, another thing. That's why divine timing takes so long. We've got here positive expectations. How can you go to otherworldly places or whatever, forget about the partner you've had a bust up row with this morning and whatever. Don't worry for that. It's about you at the minute. Positive expectations. Do you love yourself? Yeah. And you feel okay with saying that. You don't feel a particular way. Oh, I love myself. And it's like you've got a big fucking... No, it's okay to show yourself love and kindness. Because when you know how to treat yourself, you're also demonstrating to others how they need to be coming and interacting with you, treating you. And when you know how to be kind to yourself, automatically you can be kind to others. I know most people find it easier the other way round, but you're still going to be held on commercial break divine time if you don't get that. That's why it's living those spiritual principles. It's putting what you know into practice, into action. You can read a book all day long, but if you don't know how to... if you don't know how to strip down an engine, which I don't, and I probably still wouldn't after reading a book, but you could read the book and do the practical stuff alongside it, and then you see where you're getting stuck, or your spirit guides help you, or you tap into wherever you get your information. Yeah? Even if big brain teachings are your book, let's just say, the manual of how to do it. Even if you're going by the book, you're still putting everything into practice, aren't you? You still need to go back and challenge that it's working okay. You still need to go to HR to check in if you don't understand something, or you don't know, or if it's thrown up a unique question, like what happens with that? Where do you go with that? Or where is the play? Because from the outside looking in, it looks like people, particularly at the minute, are getting proper irritated with those who are asking questions. And I feel, no, questions are natural, because there's plenty that's come up for me just literally sitting down and seeing that it's proper panic stations with the way that they have gaslit everyone about this solar flash. It's proper hysteria. And it's like, what are they doing to support the followers that have genuine questions? How can people be expected to have positive expectations if there's still so many blanks and holes and you've just got to work it out yourself? Well, I didn't think you was allowed to work it out yourself. You had to do as you're told, wasn't it? NPCs aren't allowed to think, or can't be controlled, or whatever it is. They've got nothing in their brain. No, they probably haven't, because they've got a proper chilled, relaxed brain, isn't it? Not getting all in on it. So if you see the energy as well, time has stood still. You've always got the time. You're always going to know. Maybe there's being kind on yourself because you are more awake further along your journey than others. Doesn't mean to say that you're the top of the class, just example purposes only, not digging anyone out. It's like you're the top of the class, you've done all of your work, and then you've got to sit there waiting for blooming Sibley 22 at school, fucking around. And that holds everyone back because they ain't finished yet. That's going to irritate anybody. Of course it is. Like, do I have to wait till they've finished? Or can I just go? Well, no, it's a disruption, isn't it? Everyone can go together. There's enough room, there's enough time, there's enough space. Yes, you've got people that are ascending and it will happen gradually. But there ain't no big magnet that's coming and everyone's legs like dangling round. It's like, yay, we're doing it, come on. You know? You've got here raising your standards. Raise your standards, you'll raise your vibration. Are you hanging around with people that have no morals? Are you in a romantic relationship with somebody that doesn't respect you or treat you the way you know that you deserve? The one golden rule, are they ticking that single box? It's simple things like that that you can be getting on with whilst you're waiting. It doesn't have to be a whole dramatic, because the more that you're pining for somewhere that you can't even remember where you've been, what it looks like, where you're from or anything like that, what are you connecting to? What you are, you're blocking your manifest. Aren't you? Because you don't know that frequency, that resonate, that fit. You're just like a swan on the top of the water and the legs are going a dinger. Isn't it? You can do it all here. That's the purpose of it. You can be wrapped up in all of that and proper bring your heavy energy right down, or you can say, thanks for the teachings, I'm going to go and step away and put it into practice, because there's nothing that's saying you need to be side by side or you're all going to individual places. If you go into the same place, you're going to the same place, isn't it? So you've got here raising your standards. Again, it's those spiritual principles, because it gives you that. It helps you to practice what you preach. And again, it's not digging out, but I don't see GAA and the Resonating Army doing it. It's like they say one thing and it's not another. Some of the questions, let's just get these out. This is some of the things as I was doing my channeling, what was coming up, if it was that, because I'm not getting an anxiety, come on, it's time to go. And I would have expected so if that was the case. You can judge it of, well, you're not probably getting the same information as him. I can assure you, if he's getting it, then I would be getting it. And me and him have already had our head-to-head about that. About 24. Whatever. Anyway, that's another video. So one of my first questions, and it was about, this is what started the channeling off, because I really was feeling for the Resonating Army, that they're crying, they're proper worried and scared, and they're trying to do everything right, but there's just a quick question that they're not sure, and is that going to be the make or break of whatever? Are they still on track and stuff like that? So I haven't seen the video, I'm just being told bits, but I already knew that I needed to, I mean, even for you recognised resonating army and collective, and we'll couple you all in moving forward. But it's just to, if they're really scared and worried, then maybe you are, or maybe you can help, because I'm not seeing any support that's coming with all of that. It's gaslighting people, it's putting them in a state of fear, and then it's stepping back with a tutty tut tut face. If you're still asking questions at this stage, then you won't be going nowhere. Isn't it? Kind of response is that? How about you fucking teach me properly, give me the answer. What you doing here? So it's like, what I wanted to know is, what about, and this is a genuine question as it was unfolding, so it was like, what about the loyal resonating army members that have been doing what they can, but they don't get to go, and they get left behind because they haven't been doing their homework properly? And so according to big brain teachings, they won't be going, and they'll just have to stay there because they need to heal. Well, that's not right. We're all healing. No one's going anywhere completely healed like some sort of archangel. That's not the case. I can assure you of that one. Yeah, so it's according to the big brain teachers. We're going to apply it, and I'll show you that it's guaranteed you're going to have questions, no doubt about it. And you shouldn't be tutted off at all. They should be answered for you. Maybe that's what tutty face is all about, because they're having the stress of that when it should have been covered by the Colonel. So we're using the example of resonating army members that are being left behind. They are not getting to go with the other brothers and sisters, soul family, because they need to stay behind and do their homework. They didn't do it properly. So what I wanted to know was with those that are staying behind, because it doesn't feel like you're bad people, and I hope you're not being told you're bad people because you've got to heal, or because of whatever reason you didn't do your homework, you got to stay behind. So, but then the question that comes for me is, so all of those loyal resonating army members, what is going to happen to them? And I was wondering, so all of those thousands upon thousands of pounds that come in each week, is that going to be shared out amongst those that are still here, that are staying behind, that didn't make the cut of the ship? And I know this is probably something that's come up, it must have. So does that money that's been gifted to help people then get transferred down to those that are staying behind? Because clearly when you get collected, you're following your dream. You don't need money. You're not working. This has only got clothes because we can't have nudity, but you're living your best life. Look, your cats and your pets and whatever, they're all there with you. You're following your dreams. You got what you want. But what about the people that just need to finish up their last bit of homework and catch the next booking, the next setting? So they'll be given all of the money, will they? Well, when I did ask that as well to my blue avian guy, yeah, that is, and so I don't mean to laugh, but it's just a fucking mess, isn't it? It's a nightmare. It's like I'm asking, are they able to share it amongst themselves, seeing as the elite soul family or soul tribe won't be needing any money where they're going. And from the wads of cash that they've collected in, they only look like they'd give out about 200 on the camera anyway. Obviously, they could have give out more, or I'm being told because there's none left, and I'm asking why would there be none left if they're getting thousands each week and they're not allowed to spend it? Is that they've only got like 200 to give out to people, like one chosen homeless person, or like a little handful everywhere they go? I don't know. I've only ever seen the two. Maybe you've seen more. I don't know. But it doesn't seem like it's much, does it, from the 1,000? But is that then just because they're in like the 5K a week pokey flat? So that takes up a lot of the donations, or they've changed from there, but the weed intake has increased and the alcohol consumption has increased because their tolerance has increased. Train fares all around the country to New Year's Eve parties, splashing out the cash when they're at parties, stuff like that. Buying more weed because it's kind of the same because they're pushing it out to others and things. All of that. Is that why there's no money to hand over to those that are being told, stay behind? Yeah. So it's that doesn't make sense, and I would be interested to know what the answer to that is. And that's what I'm saying about the support system for after. I suppose as well, now I'm being reminded, is that if we go back to the early days of big brain teaching, aka Megamind, I don't know the capacities up to at the minute, but it's big. But if we were going back to the earlier teachings, what we would see is that they specifically told you, and have done throughout, that they will be there till the end, till the last soul has gone. Now, the resonating army that are following big brain teaching, that's a little example there that you can start using your discernment, because when this carries on a little bit longer, then you're going to be able to see something. But for those, the recognized resonating army, you should be able to remember that he was saying, I'll be the last one with everyone. So what that means is he going to be waiting for those that still need to be healed? Because he fucking needs healing. So he won't be going on the first wave. That's for sure. He's going to be staying with those. So how's he going to fund everyone if you're having to need the money? He's going to be in healing / recovery. So he won't be spending the same. Yeah, there's holes within that. So I wouldn't worry. The first lot are going, and it'll be interesting for you to be able to see, because you would imagine you're all mixing together online and all the rest of it, and then all of a sudden the top of the class, the cream of the crop, the elite of the resonating army will just disappear, won't they? And use your discernment. They're real people. You spoke to them. They're not fake accounts. And then the accounts just disappear. How are you going to know if you're told, oh, yeah, the first ship's already gone. You didn't make the cut. So that's something you could probably look into to see how you're going to use your discernment on that. Yeah, that's the thing as well. It's like, I'm putting forward these questions that I would ask, but I know what I would get back is exactly that. If you're asking questions, then you're going nowhere. You're not ready. Why? I'm not healed because I'm asking a question. How's that fucking work out? You're supposed to be asking questions. Are you not? Anyway, okay. So, something I can tell you about the spirit realm and what I've been learning as I've been working and developing to hold the higher frequency and the energies of the light being that I work with, a blue avian. One thing I do know, and again, use your own discernment to go and check this out. But one thing I do know is we are not being sent anything that is here to harm us. We are aligned and working with that is of a high, loving, benevolent frequency. Anything that is of the lower density, you would already know if you're trying to tap into it, that you're calling that sort of thing in. If you're dabbling in the dark arts and you don't know what you're doing, or if you're moving around, you're drugged up to the eyeballs, then you are a magnet for earthbound spirits or the negative, low vibrational beings that can't ascend, so they just hang around on the lower parts. That's why you've got to protect your mental health so that you don't have intrusive thoughts and then be surrounded and then that energy drag you down, and then you're not sure which thoughts are your own or which are being infiltrated in. So when there's this promotion in the solar flash that everything's going to be pain and chaos and so, and that the galactic families, they are making sure that we're scared out of our wits, and children are scared out of their wits because of all of this fakery, chaos and all sorts. Like you're being shown something like the War of the Worlds or whatever. That's not the people from Galactic Federation of Light that I'm connecting to. Many people. I don't know what people are connecting to higher intelligent light beings that are here to cause pain or feel a need to put you through pain and suffering. It just doesn't, ask the question if you're able to ask it. Why would you be going through all of this time waiting for divine timing to get everything ready and in place? And you're focused heavily on healing so that you can ascend, for that everyone's at that point, they're just getting there, just need a little bit more time, everyone's on track, and then they start sending in within 2 weeks, according to your 25th of the 1st of January timeline. Within 2 weeks, you're going to be barraged with all of that shit. And then it's going to traumatize you, send you back, or it's going to bring some kind of new extreme fear or whatever. What? And then you've got to quickly reheal again? Or what are you supposed to be doing with all of that? You're being led to believe that you've got to spend your time, and you have been for the last 3 years of this big brain teaching, doing healing and doing whatever, to just get to the very final hour, and then you're going to be traumatized and won't be able to ascend. So what's the point? Do you really believe that high intelligent beings want to scare you out of your wits? That's why you don't see them, for those that don't see spirits. Even I see spirits, but they don't just appear and turn up. you feel their energy, but they don't want to scare you. That's why sometimes people have seen spirits and it's frightened them, and then they don't see them again because they don't want to scare you. They know if you're ready or not. They don't need to go round with a whole clipboard and whatever. They can feel the frequency. When you're emitting love, kindness, empathy, you're raising a light, shines like a beacon. You glow up. They can tell who the healers are. They can tell those that are walking around with a black cloud. They can tell those that are loving the infliction of pain, destruction and misery on others. They know exactly the ones that are gaslighting and leading people to believe that you shouldn't have faith, that there's nothing worth working towards here right now in this present moment. Surely you've been hearing from other things around wherever else you may get information that it's about living in that present moment, but it's in that present moment of enjoying, being creative, being whatever it is you're doing. It's no stress, no worry. Stress comes with the anxiety of worrying about the future, how it's going to be, what you're going to do, micromanaging it, being able to orchestrate it properly. Depression and so it's connected to the past. It's thinking about what you haven't done and regrets and how you should have done something different. Those bits are okay. Acknowledge them, check in and do something with it, but let it go. You stay in that present moment because you're working towards something. You're being open, fluid, flexible to change your mind, to move around, to get a sense of what's what. That's all you need to do, is find a way that you can be living your dreams as close to, or make your environment or your interactions with people the best that it can be. I saw something horrific when it was that list of don't make friends because you already know your soul family. Well, how's that going to work then if everybody's all on the ship together and all different walks of life? If you can't even get on with your fellow humans or whatever you identify yourself with here right now today, if you're casting judgment on who you think's going to ascend and who's not, go back to our example earlier. Everyone could be on track and then have a blazing row that morning. What's that supposed to mean? No one can tell you if you're going to ascend. They don't know the work that you're putting in. They don't know what's going on in your heart. Just because you're worrying about things doesn't mean to say that you're not going to ascend. It means that you're identifying that you're not in alignment to something. So you bring yourself back to center. Stop feeding into all of this stuff. It clearly isn't helping. What person in their right mind, what sicko in their right mind is going to strip you of your faith, your hope, your belief, and then throw you into a pit of despair, war of the worlds crashing down on you, traumatic, look at that, and all of this and everything, and say, God's not going to save you now, deal with it. What person in their right mind that is kind, caring, and here as a healing, helping humanity soul is going to say, they'll expose you to all of that, and then when you're in the midst of chaos and you need to ask a question or gain an understanding or whatever it may be, tell you, no, you weren't interested in listening to me when you were calling me crazy, so don't come running to me now that you're scared. Who's going to do that? Treat others how you expect to be treated. It's a simple golden rule. Like you're going to turn a family member away because 3-4 months ago or a year and a half ago, they were closed off to this big brain's teaching. How about those that have turned their back on their families, that have now turned their back on big brain, and how they must feel seeing other members of their soul tribe, soul family, because they still hold you all in their heart. There's still people, your people, everyone is connected. But don't be so quick to cut people off. It's about unity coming together. How can you interact with new species, new races, when you can't even interact with your own? It makes me angry. These spirit guides, it's like pairing you up. I mean, and they volunteer. They come and do it from the love in their heart to guide you through. They choose you to work with you, your spirit guides. It's like them pairing up with, and everything you do irritates them, or they've got zero tolerance, no patience. It's just not a thing at all. And that's the same with our galactic families and with the light beings that are coming forward. They are drawing forward because you're being more receptive. You're opening your heart. Not about being selective. Oh, they don't study what I study, let's cancel them out. No. Why are you cancelling them out? Because there's something there that's reflecting back to you that needs healing, or you need to send more love to them. Practice what you preach. It's you get up every day and you incorporate all of that within your everyday life. It's simple. Life starts going easier and smoother. What I want to know is, with all of this destruction and chaos and everybody living on high anxiety, and whether this big magnet's going to come over and collect everyone, and am I on ship number 1 or ship number 2? Where do I go and get a ticket, and where's the line to queue up? Do I stand in the garden with my palms up ready for the magnet? Or what happens if I'm soundo asleep in the bed? Is it still going to pick me up and take me or do whatever? Or I'm going to be traumatized for 30 long seconds? It's just going to... the brain can't cope with that. Light beings don't just come in and give it, hi, how you doing? Fancy a chat? Because you would just explode with the amount of intensity that they carry energetically. That's why they've got to come in slowly, for you to be able to adjust to it, to hold that. That's why I've had to do the training with them, to be able to adjust to it, so then you can hold more, you can let more in. They're not sending the ones. The one that I work with has another side, for sure. Archangel Michael, he's not all sweetness and light, that archetype, is he? What's the point of him having an army if he's not got another side to him? So, no, they're not like, oh, they've not got a bad bone in their body. Their intentions are clear and pure. They're not out in the galactic doing fuck all else with anyone else. They're here focused on you, to help you. Now is your time. You're almost there. They don't want you to give up. They want you to have faith, hope and belief, because it's going to be okay. Let me know in the comments where else someone else is promoting that it's going to be that. And I'm not talking about those that are saying you won't see it coming, you don't know what's coming, or big changes coming, or there's going to be a big up. Not that titles that you're just scamming through, because if you actually go in and listen to them, they're not really saying anything, and they're definitely not telling you it's the 25th. At some point, you've got to start calling yourself out and taking responsibility for the information you take on board. Because to keep pointing the finger at someone's got it wrong, where the hell's my mothership, I've been waiting, it just ain't going to cut it in 2025. Take ownership of your own stuff. Everyone's doing their thing and doing it together as a whole. Everyone's here to help each other. No one's getting left behind. The majority will go forward. That's the way showers. They know what they're doing. You've got the star seeds that they're here specifically to assist those that need that extra help, or to transmute that energy if you just can't shift it, or life is getting hard and tiresome, or whatever it may be. There are people positioned amongst all of us here to do what they're here to do. So no, you might not be on the first wave. It doesn't matter. It's not going to actually affect your life in any way. Are you even going to know who those people are that have gone? Because I can tell you now, you probably wouldn't. Because if you're sitting there worrying about you're not going to ascend, you're already not on the same mental frequency. And that's not dissing anyone in any way. You're just on different pages. It's a fact. But you will be aligned and mixing and whatever you want with those that are on the same page as you. Like I'm saying, Christian 21 ain't going nowhere. Prison, maybe. But he won't be going off waving at you all as he goes off in his mothership. Bye. Thanks for having me. See you later. He doesn't even know where he's from. Go and look it up. You're either from somewhere and that's it, or what, but you're not like, it's not like, oh, I'm half this, I'm half that. It's like a mixed race version of whatever. You need to start digging a bit more, and maybe the reason that I'm triggering for some people, or coming into your experience, or you found me, whatever way you have, whether it's to, and I'm not saying I'm here to, like the Messiah, to teach you whatever. I'm saying this is how it works for me. If it resonates for you, then take it, but go off and do your own thing with it. Because you have that inner power. That is you. We've all got it. And that's why we're all teachers, because we're showing each other how to activate our own version of that. You're different from me. but that's not because I'm judging you or excluding you or whatever, or we're all being labelled NPC. In a minute, we're all going to be one, and it'll be new trending. Because it's a load of fucking rubbish. It's very judgmental, if anything. You're not here for that. There's others that are assigned for all of that. You're not here for that. Look it up. Maybe that's why this is happening. Maybe that could be part of the delay. It's not, but you could put it in there as a logical something if you need something. Maybe you're being encouraged to branch out a minute. Something's not right with this that's being pushed down there, down your throats, and I'm sorry. This manifesting of chaos, pain and trauma, the question I would want to know is, is your colonel, I don't even know what you want to call him, he's just been labelled that, has he? Or whatever you call him, your leader, let's just say, that's given the direction and order, that's stipulated you do this or you don't go anywhere, you will conform, this is the only way. Are the foot patrol of Resonating Army, have they been trained in trauma and counselling and whatever? Because the way that he's talking, even his own followers are going to be having some kind of real bad time. You're being told people's mental health will not be able to cope with it. That's not what teachings I'm being given, not by any of my spirit guides, not by the blue avian light being that I connect to, not by the Galactic Federation of Light information that I see, not by any Palladian channelers that I see. I'm not hearing it. Maybe biblical stories or descriptions or things like that, but they're not telling you a time. It's coming soon. Information comes from the top and then it filters down, it filters down, it filters down. That's why you've been hearing about all of this for a long time. There's still a lot to do, but enjoy the process, because that's what it's about, because your life will be over in a blink. And then when it all makes sense, it'd be like, why the fuck did I spend all of that time watching for this, what I was already told the end of the movie, how it's going to play out? Why would I be sat glued to the TV waiting for that to be traumatized about that? If you're worrying about the ascension process, then focus on yourself. It's not selfish. It's actually doing a massive justice for humanity. What you give out, you then energetically affect those that are around you. That's why you don't want to be around negative people. But people can have a different change of a mood, or it doesn't make them a bad person. It's about the judgments that come with it. The segregating, always, it's breaking it down. If it's not that, then that's not us. That's not a part of us. Reject it. How do you know that it's not the galactic families showing you a test? Well, if you are repelling that or you can't accept that, how the hell are you going to accept all of the intergalactic races? You're going to be judging on them, the way they look, the way they are. the energies that they come forward with. Don't forget, the ones that you're meeting and interacting with are the absolute loving, loving, loving kind. Doesn't mean you're going to be all out and about, which you can still be doing that now. And then you're meeting someone that, or a being that's got a bit of a hostile energy about them. You just don't know that race. That's all it is. When they're around their own, their family, their children and so on, they're very protective, they're very everything. I've had experience with, and this is another one that I work with, is the tall whites. And they've got a real particular kind of energy. So if that's coming into your experience and you're reading it from that, then you don't know how to adjust and blend and integrate into it. It's not like they're possessing you, but your auric field needs to harmonise with things. You've got to push yourself out of that comfort zone. You can't say that you've got an open, loving heart, but yet you're conditional on, but I don't like them. Or that looks like a clone. What's it matter if it's a clone or what? Are they in your world, your experience, doing something to you? Or are you just obsessed with there, get me out of here type rubbish? Tune out from it. That's what your colonel, generals, foot soldiers and all the rest of it are trying to do to me. Why is that? Why would somebody from the same town and friends be into the same thing and whatever, but unaligned? Have you asked yourself that? Maybe you don't know, maybe you've not even thought, maybe it's not even important enough. But I can tell you now, if you're trying to decipher what's what and what's going on with this ascension process and whether you'll be left behind or what, you can be sure there's plenty of things within this reading that will have sparked your creative expression, thoughts and thinking. Plenty. There's nothing wrong with you challenging a belief, especially if it is taking your spirit, your will, your drive away, and it's leading you to war and fight and anger and disruption and all of like this, everything that's the most disgusting. You already know that shit. So now what? How do you change that energy? You change that energy by start focusing on what are your dreams? What makes you happy? What do you want the world to be like? The simplest wish would be that there's a way that we can all live together in some kind of harmony. Yeah, it may seem like an impossible, but it's less energy to create that and manifest that vibration than it is to give it, oh, and not them, and I don't want them, and oh, let's not bring pickles. I don't want pickles type thing. It just doesn't feel nice, does it? So anyway, I know that I've probably made your ears bleed, and I'm sorry for that, but thank you so much to those who have persevered with me. It's just, it is a subject that's close to my heart. I hate the thought that people are putting this work in and they're feeling like, what's the point? There's every point. You're doing it, you're getting there, and we're all going together. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'm just seeing. So look, I've had these cards forever. I've got another pack as well. I just never ever use them, and I just thought, just to round up this energy, because I knew it would be heavy, and yeah, I just wanted to try and touch on something else. I'm not here to change you and pull you away from anyone. That's not my intention. But I am absolutely here to just give you another perspective. But I'm going to pick some crystal cards, and let's see. Let's see what ones resonate with you and if they match up. I keep laughing at romantic partner. It's funny though, isn't it? It's like we was getting so well. It's like the day that you're supposed to be ascending was like the last of the honeymoon period. It just happened to fall unexpectedly on that day, because you're not going to know when it's going to happen. They're not going to be given a whole blooming thing. People will notice, people won't notice. That's what there'll be a shift and an increase, but it will just, everyone will already be kind of milling around doing the whatevers anyway. And it's not like it's a punishment school. If you're not healed, you're not coming and you'll stay there. It's not even like that. It's what will happen is, for example, and one of a better word, but it's like what I've been saying forever and a day in my other readings. You've got those that are wanting to be the best person they can. It's not perfect, the best person that they can in that moment, in that day, and treat others how they want to be treated. That much we know. Then you've got the narcissistic type personalities that just don't give a shit. It doesn't affect them. They don't need to be nice. They still get what they want. Life works for them. Don't worry about them. They're not your problem, and they will tell you that themselves. It's like, we're okay, actually. We don't want to be in their love and light shit and blah, blah, blah. It is what it is. And that's okay. But you're not going to be up round them, are you? So just get on with what you're doing and leave the rest to the invisible powers that be. It's not going to be someone flicking a switch and saying, you can come, you can come, you can come. You rejected me, so you can't come. And all of that. No one's in charge of you. You're your own boss. Okay, so at the bottom we've got appetite. So I've got to be honest, I don't know all of these crystals. Maybe that's why I don't use them so much, but they're amazing, beautiful pictures. So this one is the overriding energy with our inner power. We've got appetite. Yeah, get out of your comfort zone. Perfect. Get out of your comfort zone. I love that. It's exactly that. You haven't got to stray too far. You haven't got to be dramatic. It's not got to be like you're hit from left, right and centre with loads of trauma because of you didn't come out of your comfort zone. Romantic partner. And we've got aquamarine. Sorry for the lighting on that. Aquamarine. They're already matching up. I'm loving these. Aquamarine. Go with the flow. Yay. We've got follow your dreams and fluorite. find peace within. I am loving these cards, how they're going together, and I already know some of the collective that are going to be with me on that. Look at even the colours are matching. Follow your dreams and find peace within. Yeah. Positive expectations and blue lace agate. Yeah, find your calm. Positive expectations, find your calm. Yeah, of course. Raising your standards. Azurite. Is that spelled? Azurite. Oh. Raising your standards. Get laser focused. It is as well. It's like put your, even those colours, look. Get laser focused, so paying attention to detail of your surroundings up around you. Looking out for red flags or signs or synchronicities, all of those bits. Everything's always being reflected to you. If you're going around looking for one thing or waiting for that, or in fear is what it is that will stop you. Regardless of whatever, it's like the worry, the depression, it's all fear-based. It's all of that. That's the only thing that holds you back. Seriously. We've got breaking free and pink opal. Yay. Be kind to yourself. I didn't go through these ones, but I'm not going to. I know I've been going on too long. But break free. These that you can put your own kind of using your discernment, or how has it inspired you, or what's opened up for you to add your own. But breaking free. Be kind to yourself. Pink opal. Nice. Creative expressions is garnet. Ignite your passion. Yeah, creative expression and ignite your passion. Follow your dreams. What are you into? What makes you happy? What have you done that's new? What are you trying? Where are you going outside of your comfort zone that is okay? The opposite of what you normally do. Ignite your passion. Love that. And then finally we have make music. Everyone feels happy when they're having a dance or a sing or a whatever it is. And perfect match right there. We've got clear quartz, if you can even see. Yeah. Sorry for the lighting. You're getting it. Get crystal clear. Ah, my mum. Okay, and just we can't leave without these. All right, so sorry for how long it has been. Obviously, you can click in and out or just click me off. But thank you so much for hearing me out, and I really hope you've been able to get something from it. Like I say, I'm not trying to change your belief, your thoughts, or turn you against anyone or anything like that. It's just, it's no harm to just see what comes up for you, isn't it? All right, so we've got 24. Prioritize self-care. That's quite a strong theme. So there's some of you within that collective that are really needing to be okay with being selfless and knowing it's not being selfish, you know? You do so much for others. It's time for you to experience the love you deserve and let others help you. That's why you shouldn't be cutting yourself off from friends and family and whatever. And your friends and family aren't saying, don't believe in what you're believing in. They're probably trying to reflect to you, do you have to be so obsessively consumed by it? Are you able to step away and do something else, have a conversation about something else? Because you've got to remember how much of a drain on their energy you may be being. There's an intensity that comes with that you're really manifesting and calling in. That's why are the people that are getting you to focus and feed into it, are they also supporting you in a healthy, like a counselling type way? Where's the support? Because all I'm seeing is tutty face. Rolling the eyes and tutting and irritated because here we go, someone else is asking a question. Well, I'd be saying something about that, you know me. We've got 38, a saying that we all love to hear. Yes, you are correct. You have listened to your inner guidance and made a wise choice. Keep moving forward. And then finally we have, yay, number 40, you are ready for more. Your career is growing and blossoming. Now is the time to make the changes that you have been contemplating. And I stopped there as well because I was being shown your career, but I also was shown some people that were retired or semi-retired or something along those lines that's not in work at the moment. So there's something about that. If you may be having too much time on the hands, there's little bits. Ask your spirit guides to align you with some creative inspiration, and like what it's showing here, creative passion, creative thinking, or creative expressions like that. Ask your spirit guides, because that's what they're there for. And then you look out for the synchronicities, and it gets fun like that. It takes your mind off. You're not thinking of time, and you're focused, like it said, laser focused. You know what you want, so you're going to lock into it. Yeah, I love that. Your career is growing and blossoming. Now is the time to make the changes you have been contemplating. Take action. Thank you so much for bearing with me, and I will see you again soon. Like and subscribe. Bye-bye.